Dur lan.
Platform 15 for the 0749 service.
Morning, gentlemen, and welcome on board this 0800 LNR Super service to London King's Cross First Station stop will be Alma. My name's Sean, I'll be OT.
So I do the water and the orange juice.
I think there's glasses in there.
Okay, I do the water and
That's
the
fine.
orange juice.
That's
No problem.
Is that enough milk for you?
One mile kilo fuel passing by this Salonian departure from Newcastle. This service now.
We are now at Durham. We are now at Newark North Gate. Hello, and welcome on board this LNER Azula to London King's Cross.